dad is kind of late right now, so we're not going to be started right on time. I apologize. I'm waiting for him. Apparently, the 2-year-old sets.
A little known joke of mine about a horse. So, so one day, there's this horse, and he's galloping around his farm, and he finds a guitar in the trash can. And he goes, wow, this is really cool. I should learn to play the guitar. So the horse sits down in the barn, and he starts jamming out, and he learns to play the guitar. And it's great. And then on this farm, there's a pig, and the pig's oinking along on the farm. And the pig hears the horse playing the guitar in the barn, and is like, this is awesome. I should learn to join the band and jam out with the horse. So he goes to the store, and the pig buys some drums, and the pig's playing the drums, and the horse is playing the guitar, and they're jamming out in the barn. And while they're jamming out in the barn, there's a sheep paying in the pasture, and he hears them, and he's like, this is great. I want to join the band. So the sheep, he makes his own violin. He gets some vines and makes his own custom violin. So the sheep plays the violin, the horse plays the guitar, and and the pig plays the drums. And they're doing great. And one day the farmer, he walks out on his farm, and he's like, wow, my farm's great. And then he hears some noise coming from the barn, and he's like, must be those kids again drinking and playing their music in my barn. So he storms out there, and he opens the barn door, and he's surprised. I mean, the horse is playing the guitar. That stuff is crazy. So he calls up the local bar, and he's like, everyone's got to see this horse who can play the guitar, this pig that can hit the drums, and the sheep that can play the violin. I mean, this is pretty crazy. So the bar guy answers, his name's Jeffrey. He's like, these horses aren't playing the guitar. That's not even possible. And so he brings his horse in his little trailer down to the bar, and he shows him playing the guitar, and he's like, this is awesome. We got to get him on stage so they can play tonight at the bar. So the horse is playing the guitar, the pig's banging the drums, and the sheep's playing the violin on stage. Everyone's having a good time. Everyone's loving it. It's going all around town. I mean, everyone wants to see this horse that can play the guitar. I mean, that horse can really play the guitar. And in the audience, there's actually some guy from a record company out in California. He's like, wow, this horse can play the guitar. I need to sign him to a record and take him on tour. The whole world's got to see this. So they take him out to California, and they sign the deal, and they're about to become millionaires. They're about to buy a bunch of cars, boats, houses. It's going to be awesome. I mean, this horse can really play the guitar. So they start going on tour. They do an East Coast tour. They go to New York. They go to Philadelphia. Go to Baltimore. They go to Charleston. They go to Miami. And it's great. And they're like, this is awesome. We should go do a West Coast tour. So they go over to the West Coast. They go to Phoenix. They go to Sacramento. They go to Los Angeles. They go to all the named places. They're seeing all the designer sites. They go to Hollywood Boulevard, and they get their name put in, even though they're not Hollywood. Because, I mean, this horse can really play the guitar. This is great. Why don't we go tour in Europe? So they go over to Europe, and they're touring in London, and they're touring in Paris, and they're touring in Berlin, and it's awesome. I mean, this horse can really play the guitar. This pig can really hit the drums, and this sheep can really play the violin. I mean, everyone wants to see this horse who can play the guitar. So this is going great, and they're like, you know what? Let's go tour in Asia. We'll do like China. They go to Tokyo. They go to Shanghai. They go to all these places. I mean, that horse can really play the guitar. It's going great, and they fly home, and they're partying. They're living it up on the farm. They're having a great time. And then they get a knock on the door, and it's the President of the United States of America. And they're about to go to World War III with Iran. And the only way to stop it is by showing Iran that we have some valuable culture here. And they want this horse who can play the guitar to go play for the Supreme Leader of Iran to stop war. So he gets in the Air Force One, and he flies over to Iran. He's real nervous. I mean, this horse, he can play the guitar, but he's about to solve world peace if he can pull this off. And he walks in, and he starts jamming out, and the pig's playing the drums, and the sheep's playing the violin, and he loves it. I mean, he's like, we don't need to go to war. This is world peace right here. We should stop everything and focus on this horse who can play. I mean, this horse can really play the guitar. So it's going great. They're partying up. They're living it. They fly all over to all the destination places to party up. They go to the Sicilian coast. They go everywhere you can imagine to party it up and live it big. I mean, that horse can really play the guitar. That pig can hit the drums, and that sheep can play the violin. But then the horse gets a call, and his dad is in the hospital. And it's really sad. He's really distraught, and he's got to go home now to see his dad. He's really worried his dad might die. So he goes up to the pig that plays the drums. I mean, this pig can really play the drums. And he's like, I'm the horse, and that horse can really play the guitar. But I got to go. I got to go home and see my dad. And the pig's like, it's okay, man. I understand. We solved world peace. We've done everything together, but I'll see you when I see you. And then he goes up to the sheep. I mean, that sheep can really play the violin, and the horse that can really play the guitar. He goes up to the sheep, and he's like, sheep, I got to go, man. I got to go see my dad. And the sheep's like, okay, man, I understand. And so he flies home. He lands at the airport, and he's really nervous. He's really worried about his dad. And he gets to the doctor's office, and he's just so sad and so upset that his dad might die. And he walks into the doctor's office. I mean, you can see it on his face. He's so sad. and the doctor asked him, "Why the long face?"
And this is what an Eagle Scout candidate will do to warm up the crowd.
We ready?
Now we're talking about a chick across the road, but let's get started.
Okay, so welcome to Troop 123's Eagle Court of Honor for Kyle Gessner. I'm Garrett Borntrager. I'm an Eagle Scout candidate. Kyle and I go way back, all the way to Pack 301, Den 11. It is an honor to serve as his Master of Ceremonies today. The Eagle Scout rank is the highest rank in Scouting. Today we will present Troop 123's newest Eagle Scout with his rank. First, I would like to welcome Kyle's family, Scout leaders, committee members, Troop 123 Charter Organization members, and members of the St. George's United Methodist Church. We will start with an opening ceremony. Color Guard, attention. Color Guard, forward march. Audience, please rise for the presentation of the colors. Color Guard, halt. Color Guard, present the colors. Scout salute. Those not in uniform, please place your right hand over your heart. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ready, two. Color Guard, post the colors. Color Guard, return to post. Please be seated. I invite Mr. Stephen Klein of St. George's United Methodist Church to lead us in an opening invocation.
I was asked to say a few words. I'll try to be a man of few words. We're here to honor these scouts that are becoming Eagles today. We have to recognize what you have experienced as a scout. You've learned leadership, guidance, friendship, and camaraderie, which should develop into you into perseverance, resilience, adaptability, and determination. It is up to you to use them. Your merit badges show the results of your efforts. An Eagle Project, the climax of your scouting experience. Each part of the project you have had to start with a visual, find the need, see the need, find a solution, determine the cost of the solution, get permission, make a plan, develop a timeline, and then complete the project. Take these experiences with you and use them wisely. Let's pray. Lord Father, we want to thank you for this time to honor these young men and the accomplishments that they have earned by hard work and effort and determination. Be with them as they progress into life. They take these values with them and use them wisely in their lives, that they can also share them with others. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Mr. Klein. Next, I invite Mr. Brad Crow, Troop 123 and Pack 123 Committee Chair, to provide an opening presentation.
Hello, everybody. Like I said, welcome to Kyle Gessner's Eagle Scout Court of Honor. Scouting has existed for over 110 years, our troop nearly as long. Our troop was founded during World War II. There have been 80-plus years of scouting that has passed through these sacred walls. This legacy has only been possible through the hard work and dedication of our leaders, scouts, and parents. I'd like to say a big thanks to everybody here today. Thank you. All right. Like I said, today we're here to celebrate our latest Eagle Scout, Kyle. Being a leader's kid, Kyle's familiar with what I like to call fall. First to arrive, last to leave. It comes with the job, but Kyle's always taken it with stride and has been a role model for our other scouts. Kyle has been both a SPL and a camp counselor at Rodney. I think Rodney has actually brought out the best in Kyle, I would say. It brought out his scout spirit. Scout spirit I can describe as the contagious energy you bring to scouting. There's two examples that come to mind. Normally when we went to summer camp, they usually start off and they usually have like an opening ceremony and a closing ceremony. Usually all the counselors at the scout would go up there and do a presentation. Kyle jumps up, joins them, does all his things. You know, he doesn't have to do it. That's not his job. That's just who he is. And the second thing I'd like to bring out is every time you go to summer camp, you always assemble in the morning for like a roll call. Usually you're going to say, Scout, you know, troop 1, 2, 3 is present. But for Kyle, that's not really good enough for him. He wants more. So when we were at Rodney, what he did is he had all the scouts line up ahead of time. They came out and they formed bowling pins. And then here comes Kyle skipping across the field, wearing bright yellow or orange glasses, I think? Pink.
I forget what it was.
One of them. He grabs a scout and then rolls that scout into the other scouts, knocking them down like bowling balls. Usually what happens when you have situations like this, that actually starts, you see, one troop sees that, and then all the other troops see that, and they go, that's cool. Usually at the beginning of the week, they'll start with that, and at the end of the week, everyone's doing it. And what I can say is that legacy kind of continued. When we went to Mincy last year, you weren't there, you aged out. But we were one of the first troops to do anything. Our Connor here, who likes to lead, and he started to do the hokey pokey. Is that the first thing we did? So, well, I'll use the hokey pokey. So we did the hokey pokey, and everyone loved it and they clapped it. By the end of the time, everyone was doing something else. One of the other troops did SpongeBob SquarePants theme song. I like that one a lot. That was kind of fun. So I like to say, you pretty much did leave a legacy to us. Not only did you, because you think about it, all those scouts all the troops that were there, they saw what we did. They pulled on that energy. They got energy of their own, and then when they go to the next summer camp, they're going to do the same thing. So that's kind of a nice little legacy. And let's see. And in kind of summary, scouting for me has always been summed up in 3 words: on my honor. If you're kind of a scout, you kind of know what that means. So I'd like to say it's my honor to be here today and be part of this troop. And congratulations. Well done.
Thank you, Mr. Crow. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Harley Jordan, Cub Master of Pack 123, to speak about the Cub Scout program where Kyle started.
Good morning. I'm Harley Jordan. I'm the current Cub Master of the pack of Cub Scouts. Prior to what is known commonly as Boy Scouts, there is the Cub Scout program. Cub Scouts was created in 1930 for scouts younger than the Scouting program. Its roots date back to 1918 as Wolf Scouts. Much of the program draws from Lord Baden-Powell's time and Rudyard Kipling, the creator of the Jungle Book. You will see the connections in the ranks of lion, tiger, wolf, and bear. The scout leader is often referred to as Aquila, the wolf leader. Kyle started his scouting journey as a Cub Scout with Pack 301, chartered by the Summit Bridge Methodist Church in Middletown. Kyle was part of Den 10 with Garrett Borntrager's parents as their den leaders. Kyle earned the Bobcat, Wolf, Bear, and Weeblos ranks. During this time, Kyle and his fellow Cub Scouts raced cars in the Pinewood Derby, camped at Rodney Scout Reservation for the first time of many times, and learned a love of archery at Cub Scout Day Camp held at Lum's Pond. Kyle's Cub Scouting culminated in the Arrow of Light Award, which some refer to as the Eagle Scout rank of Cub Scouting. You may notice on the scouting uniform worn by adult scouters a ribbon or patches above the left pocket. The patch shows two loops coming together to form a square knot. These knots are awards showing adult Scouter achievements. There are only a few knots that a Scout can earn that can be worn as an adult. A knot with a green loop and a red loop signify that the adult Scouter earned the Arrow of Light as a Cub Scout. Kyle may now wear the red and green knot on his adult uniform. This shows his completion of the Cub Scout program and have earned his Arrow of Light. Kyle has been awarded the knot and may proudly wear it. Congratulations, Kyle.
Thank you, Mrs. Ford. Scout oath and law are the guiding core principles of scouting. Along the trail, your scoutmasters have given you advice and encouragement. I call upon your scoutmaster to vouch for you. Will Mr. Paul Dunsmore III, Scoutmaster of Troop 123, please rise? Sir, before we present Kyle with his Eagle Scout rank, we would like to have his assurances that he has faithfully served his troop, giving leadership to its scouts and practicing Scout oath and law. Based on these qualifications, is the Scout entitled to the honor of Eagle Scout? Did Eagle Scout candidate Kyle Gessner follow his promise to the Scout oath and law when he became a tenderfoot Scout?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Dunsmore. Please be seated. Eagle Scout candidate Kyle Gessner. Kyle, having achieving the highest rank in scouting, you are deserving much of the credit. However, wear it with humility, ever mindful that the Eagle Scout is example to others, both in scouting and to not. Kyle, I invite you and your fellow scouts to rise and repeat the Scout oath and law. I ask you to recite the Scout oath alongside Kyle and consider the meaning and importance of the Scout oath.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Thank you. Scouts, please remain standing. The Scout law is the guiding principle for every Scout to follow. Many of the points originate from 1908 when Lord Robert Baden-Powell wrote the Scouting for Boys. We will say each point of the Scout law one at a time and pause in between each while I share its meaning. Scouts, please raise your Scout sign and recite the Scout law. A Scout always tells the truth. He is honest and keeps his promises. A Scout is loyal to whom loyalty is due. A Scout cares about other people. A Scout is friend to all. A Scout is polite to all people and all ages and all positions. A Scout treats others how he wants to be treated. A Scout follows the lawful rules of his family, school, and troop. A Scout looks on the bright side of life. A Scout works to pay his own way and help others. A Scout faces his fears even if he is afraid. A Scout keeps his mind and body fit and chooses friends who live by high standards. A Scout is reverent to God and respects people of all religions. Scouts may lower the Scout sign. May the Scout oath and law remain the light post in your life and the lives of all Scouts. Thank you. You may be seated. Eagle Scouts are expected to be positive examples to all Scouts and others. On becoming an Eagle Scout, Kyle, you are expected and obligated to be a role model. I invite Paul Dunsmore IV and Jake Scott, Eagle Scouts, Troop 123, to read the obligations of an Eagle Scout.
The first obligation of the Eagle Scout is to live honorably, not only because honor is important to them, but because of the vital significance of the example they set for other Scouts. Living honorably reflects credit on their home, their place of worship, their troop, and their community. May the white of the Eagle Badge remind you to always live with honor.
The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. A Scout is true to their family, Scout leaders, friends, school, and their nation. Their loyalty to their troop and fellow scouts makes them pitch in and carry their share of the load. All of these help to build the loyalty, which means devotion to community, to country, to one's own ideals, and to God. Let the blue of the Eagle badge always inspire your loyalty.
The third obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be courageous. Courage has always been a quality by which individuals measure themselves and others. To a scout, bravery means not only the courage to face physical danger, but their determination to stand up for the right. Trusting in God, with faith in their fellow man, they look forward to each day, seeking their share of the world's work to do. Let the red of the Eagle badge remind you to always have courage.
And the fourth obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be cheerful. To remind the Eagle Scout to always wear a smile, the red, white, and blue ribbon is attached to the scroll of the Second Class Scout Award, which has its ends turned up in a smile.
The final obligation of an Eagle Scout is service. The Eagle Scout extends a helping hand to those who still toil up Scouting's trail, just as others helped them in their climb to the Eagle. The performance of the daily good turn takes on a new meaning when they enter a more adult life of continuing service to others. The Eagle stands as a protector of the weak and helpless. They aid and comfort the unfortunate and the oppressed. They uphold the rights of others while defending their own. They will always be prepared to put forth their best. Thank you, Jake and Paul.
I ask Mr. Gessner to come to the podium and present Kyle with his Eagle Scout medal and rank patch.
This is payback. All right. The presentation of the Eagle Scout badge is an important and serious event. The climax and goal for which a scout works many years, and a scoutmaster too. It's an occasion for pride and joy, a time for serious contemplation. The accumulation of efforts for the scout, his parents, and his various leaders. The Eagle Award is the highest and most coveted rank in scouting, the last major step in the advancement of the program. Fewer than 4% of all scouts in the United States earn the Eagle Scout rank. At this point, Kyle, you have achieved scouting's purpose in building character, training and leadership, and the practice of serving. So according to Troop Master records, Kyle has earned 43 merit badges, including the required citizenship merit badges. He has camped more than 200 nights, provided more than 500 hours of community service, hiked more than 50 miles that have been recorded, and held multiple leadership positions in the troop, starting with patrol leader to senior patrol leader and ending with quartermaster. Furthermore, Kyle served 2 summers as Rodney Scout Reservation's summer camp counselor, instructing new scouts on the necessary skills they need during their week-long camp adventure. We have several scouts that have just returned from the same experience, and they look like they survived okay. Kyle is a member of the Order of the Arrow, the National Honor Society of Scouting America. It's one of my personal highlights to have shared scouting with Kyle during the OA Ordeal weekend, when Kyle became an Ordeal member. That same weekend, I was elevated to the Brotherhood membership after 30 years of having been an Ordeal member. So it just shows, Scouts, that you never stop growing and never stop achieving. Before Boy Scouts, Kyle was a Cub Scout in Pack 301, and I got to be his Cub Master. I think Kyle got to see a more animated side of me, because, as we know, Cub Scouts love to sing and they love to dance, right, Robert? We like to sing in Cub Scouts, right? He's not looking at me. I don't know about that. All right. Let's see. So Kyle, as everyone's heard, you've earned the Hour of Light, just like I did more than 40 years ago. During the last several years of his high school career, Kyle was a member of the Appoquinimink High School men's volleyball varsity team, which reached the Delaware State Championship in his senior year. So balancing sports, school, scouting, plus a girlfriend, has become a really important skill. And I hope this skill will serve you well as you head to Embry-Riddle in 2 weeks and in the rest of your life that follows. So just to review, to reach Eagle Scout, a scout must earn the 6 prior ranks, starting with Scout, then Tenderfoot, Second Class, First Class, Star, and Life. Each of these ranks has their own requirements for skill development, character building, and leadership training. The final requirements for the Eagle Scout rank are as follows. Be active in your troop or patrol for at least 6 months. Demonstrate the Scout spirit by living the Scout oath and law in your everyday life. Earn at least 21 merit badges, including the 14 that are required, such as first aid, citizenship in the community, nation, world, and society, communications, cooking, personal fitness, emergency preparedness or life-saving, which you earned the emergency preparedness, right? Environmental science or sustainability, and I think that was sustainability for you. Personal management, which is money. Swimming, which I think you earned, but you could also earn hiking or cycling, camping, and then family life. The fourth requirement is to serve actively in an approved position of leadership for 6 months as a Life Scout, which you did as quartermaster. The next one is to plan, develop, lead, and carry out a service project worthy of an Eagle Scout. And you'll notice downstairs is a poster board, but Kyle's Eagle Project was actually done here at St. George's. So it's a unique opportunity to share with others your actual Eagle Scout project during your Court of Honor. That's a pretty rare thing. I think I think that we had one other Scout do that actually got to do that. And finally, second to last is take part in a Scoutmasters Conference, which is the discussion that you have with Scoutmasters. I recused myself. I actually had a couple other Scoutmasters do that. And finally, a week and a half ago, he appeared before a board of review of prominent persons and satisfied them that he was done to the best of his understanding and lived up to the Scout Oath and Scout Law and qualified for the Eagle Scouts. Requirements 1 through 6 need to be done by your 18th birthday, and let me tell you, that was not easy on his mom and dad, mostly. So Kyle, you have earned the rank of Eagle Scout. More importantly, you show the character and leadership associated with Eagle Scouts. It's with great honor and pride that I provide you with the Eagle Scout rank patch, medal, and knot. You can wear the knot on your uniform as an adult alongside your Hour of Light knot. So let me get this. Stand. So before I hand this to Kyle, I have a quick story to tell. Because we're doing this so quickly and trying to get him to get the Eagle Scout ceremony done before he heads off to school, I haven't had a chance to actually get the official paperwork from council. And with that, you would get the official patch and medal. So actually, I am gifting Kyle my patch and medal that I earned more than 40 years ago. So this is now yours. Congratulations. First aid trained scouts here? Don't say ouch.
Thank you, Mr. Gessner. I'd like to introduce Kyle's uncle, Mr. Jeffrey Gessner, Eagle Scout from Troop 147 of Holland, Pennsylvania. He will lead the Eagle Scout charge.
So first, I'd like to say to Kyle, right, how proud of you I am and how honored I am to be here, right? 34 years ago, your father and I stood in a small church in Pennsylvania in the same month and received our Eagle Scout together. So this is a great honor for me. What I will say is, as an Eagle Scout, my claim to fame in scouting was that I had the opportunity to get my Eagle Scout on the same day as my brother Matt, and that the thing that I was most proud of is that I got it a year younger than he did. One story, Kyle, that you may not know, that's not in any merit badge or in any rank of Eagle Scout, is that your father completed his 1 through 6 requirements at 11:30 p.m. the night before his 18th birthday. So while he is giving you a lot of sass, right, what I will say is the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. Behind every Eagle Scout is a mom and dad that's dedicated to seeing their son succeed. To my brother Matt, you have been a part of scouting since you were 6 years old. Pack 147, Troop 147, Den leader, patrol leader, senior patrol leader, Order the Arrow, assistant scoutmaster, scoutmaster. I won't say how long you've been involved in scouting, as I don't want to reveal your age. But that said, the 46 years you've been in scouting demonstrates one message, and to all the young men here today: once a scout, always a scout. So congratulations to Karen and Matt, and congratulations to Kyle. I would also like to thank the Scoutmasters and the many volunteers that I see in the audience today, that without you, scouting would not be here today. This is something that many men have said before me here. This is a 100-year-old program. And today, with online technology, challenges with society, this is something that continues to stay, and it's because of the volunteers, the Scoutmasters, and the Eagle Scouts before you that we are successful. Okay. Eagle Scouts are usually recognized for their actions. They do not wear a badge or pin on their day-to-day clothing. Many times, when people learn that a person is a scout, or they know that someone's an Eagle Scout, they say, "Oh, that makes sense," or, "Oh, that explains it," and finally, "Oh, that teaches you how to survive in a zombie apocalypse," right? It is your daily actions, from the things like do a good turn daily, that show that you are an Eagle Scout. So with that said, I will read the Eagle Scout charge, and at this time, I ask all Eagle Scouts to rise to reaffirm that charge. Raise your Scout sign and repeat after me. I affirm my allegiance to the 3 promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example, and my status and my influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship in my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people. To this, I pledge my sacred honor. Thank you, and you may be seated. Congratulations, Kyle.
Thank you, Mr. Gessner. I wish to reintroduce Paul Dunsmore IV and Jake Scott, who will present the Black Troop 123 neckerchief to Kyle.
Troop 123 has a tradition to highlight our Eagle Scouts. Scouts in Troop 123 normally wear a brown neckerchief, like some of these scouts and Mr. Gessner, with a custom patch. This is given to scouts that join Troop 123, usually as a new scout. The patch was designed, there's no name there, designed in the late 1970s and has been worn by scouts and those associated in Troop 123 since. However, the black neckerchief with the Troop 123 logo is only worn by Eagle Scouts who have earned their rank while a member of Troop 123. There are only a few dozen scouts who wear this neckerchief, like me and Jake, and I think that's it in here right now. Darn.
Jake. No scout earns their rank without help. Among those supporting Kyle are his grandparents. They raised Kyle's parents and in turn contributed to the development of this Eagle Scout. To signify their contribution to Kyle's achievement, Kyle will present his grandfathers with an Eagle Scout pin. The pin shows to others that their grandson is an Eagle Scout. Will Kyle's grandfathers come up and allow Kyle to present them with the Eagle pin? Scouting's leadership is known as boy-led, meaning that scouts themselves are the leaders of the troop, not the adults. This does not mean scouts are left unguided. Adult leaders, also called scouters, are a large part of the scouts' development. Scouters serve as scoutmasters, committee members, merit badge counselors, and many other roles. Eagle Scouts have an opportunity to highlight Scouters that supported the Scout with an Eagle Scout Mentor Pin. Kyle will present mentor pins to thank those Scouters. Will Mr. Pusey please come forward?
For those of you who don't know, during my Eagle Scout project, I had Mr. Pusey as my mentor. He was there to guide me, give me advice, correct any mistakes I had, which there were a lot, and just give me his knowledge as a former Eagle Scout himself on my journey to becoming an Eagle. So I present this mentor pin, which shows my appreciation of his help.
He also has 2 footprints on his backside, one mine, one his dad.
There are 2 more mentor pins I would like to give out, but unfortunately those people are not here today, but I will give a few words about them. The first one is to Mr. Bob Kennedy. He was the Scoutmaster when I joined Troop 123, and he was one of the first people that taught me that scouting is fun. He was very upbeat and loved summer camp. He made our first summer camp very memorable, teaching us valuable skills in how to have fun in scouting. And my next mentor pin will be going to Mr. Ralph Boone. He's also not here today, but he was one of the assistant scoutmasters for the troop, and he is a longtime member of our troop. He helped out with a lot of things. He went on every summer camp, went to many trips, was there at a lot of meetings, and he gave us a lot of insight on how to be a scout and what things to do in scouting. He gave us our totemship and our firemanship, and that helped us a lot in our journey. So I would like to give pins to them, but unfortunately they are not here.
The first mentors of a Scout are... The first mentors of a Scout are his parents. In Cub Scouts, the Scout and parents partner to tackle the awards, ranks, and adventures. In Scouting, the parent takes a less active role. It is no less important as they provide the support for the Scout to face the world. I ask that Kyle present his mother and father with Eagle Scout pins. Will you guys please come forward?
You guess I get to take the light pin off?
Keep it on if you want.
Oh, okay.
Don't say ow.
Ow! Oh, agony!
Mr. Gessner, if you will please stay. The knife. The knife. Because if you guys did miss it, Kyle was presented with an award from our charter organization, the American Legion. Where did that? And now Mr. Gessner is going to present him with a gift.
So, again, as my brother pointed out, his memory's a little faulty on the exact timing of my turning the application in. That wasn't the speech I wrote him, too. But he will remember that our scoutmasters, we had a couple of them, actually would present us with a gift as well. And the gift that one of the scoutmasters presented was a buck knife. And so you may notice that I have always carried a buck knife on with me on all my camping trips. And it's actually the same buck knife that my scoutmaster, one of them, Mr. Keller, presented to me at my court of honor. And so I thought about that. I thought it'd be a really good opportunity for me to then pay it forward and present Kyle with the same buck knife. The reason that they're so sought after is that they last in 34 years, you said, or something like that. They still make the same model. So Kyle, I want to present that with you. And that way you have something then to do your scouting with going forward. Okay. So now I guess we're going to do the letters.
Yeah.
So it's customary for Eagle Scouts to get awards and letters from celebrities and dignitaries that congratulate them. And so I reached out to a number of people that I have contacts with, and they have done that. They provided some nice letters to Kyle. Kyle's read them. Our state senator, my buddies in the White House, multiple White Houses, they all have sending all kinds of stuff in here. I'm still waiting on Kim Jong-un's letter, but I'm not really high on that one. So, no, I have one that I really want to share with Kyle and with the group here that really speaks well to the honor you've achieved. So, this is from Mike Rowe, who many of you may know is from the TV show Dirty Jobs. He's an author, he's a narrator, and an actor. He's a pretty down-to-earth guy. He's an everyday working man. And a lot of that persona comes from the fact that he is an Eagle Scout from the nearby Baltimore Council. His Eagle Scout service project was supporting the Maryland School for the Blind. Since I won't be giving the Scoutmaster's Minute, that honor is going to be to Mr. Pusey, I did want to highlight Mike Rowe's letter and its message. So here's the letter. So it says, Kyle Gessner. Now, if you noticed, I had to handwrite in Kyle's name, so I'll go on and you'll explain that. Back in 1977, I got a letter from the President of the United States congratulating me on becoming an Eagle Scout. The letter was printed on thick, creamy paper with my name typed at the top and Gerald Ford's signature at the bottom, right next to the presidential seal. Very impressive. However, as I studied the president's signature and compared it to those on the bottom of identical letters he had sent to other Eagle Scouts in our troop, I came to the conclusion that I was not holding an actual personal letter from the President of the United States. I was holding a form letter. Don't get me wrong, Kyle. It was a nice gesture. I appreciate the sentiment, but I decided then and there that if I ever found myself in a position of sending out thousands of letters to Eagle Scouts everywhere, that I wouldn't try to fool the recipient to thinking that they received something uniquely personal. After all, Kyle, a scout is trustworthy, and whether a scout goes on to become President of the United States or the host of a show on cable television, which is why I absolutely clearly want to state the nature of this letter. I did, in fact, write every word of it, but I did not write every word of it specifically for you. The truth is, Kyle, it was Dad who wrote the names in the blanks, and it is Mom and Dad who is deeply proud of what you've accomplished today, as they should be. The Eagle Award is still a big deal, and congratulations are most definitely in order. However, the only message I can offer a young scout I've never actually met is the same advice I've received from my dad moments after I received the great honor. Don't get cocky. Contrary to what many have told you, Kyle, this award will not change the way people think of you or look at you. I'm sorry, but it's true. We now live in a world where everyone seems to be getting some sort of trophy. The majority of Americans simply have no idea how difficult or special your accomplishment truly is. But that's not a fact worth bemoaning, because the truth is, the Eagle Award comes with no magic power or influence. It's simply a recognition of what you've accomplished so far. And while it's true that many Eagles have gone on to do great things, It's also true that many Eagles have not. I know a guy who got his Eagle Scout a couple years before me. His chest literally puffed out and he never returned to its normal size. His dad got him into a decent school, and when he finally graduated, he showed off his diploma like it was his first merit badge. Today, he is miserable, pompous, pain in the butt, with no friends, 2 ex-wives, and a job he hates. He still has his collegiate football trophy on his mantle next to his diploma, and an identical copy of the same form letter from Gerald Ford congratulating him for something he did 35 years ago. Do me a favor, Kyle. Don't be that person. Don't wait for the world to acknowledge your accomplishments. When you're finished with scouting, donate your uniform to the Salvation Army or your scout troop. I added that part, by the way. In a few years, it's not going to fit anyway. Fold up your stash and stow it away somewhere private, along with all the other tokens that you've collected so far. Then roll up your sleeves, get out in the world, and put what you've learned to use. Live the Scout law. Remember the Scout oath. And remember, a Scout is clean, but not afraid to get dirty. Sincerely, Mike Rowe. P.S. The signature is mine, but it's photocopied. So, I have done Eagle Scout presentations for others. I've been very honored to be the Scoutmaster for Jake most recently. And I want to share what I thought was a pretty cool letter that really spoke to the nature of these awards. Yes, they're great, but also the message that Mike Rowe shares about doing something with what you have, no matter what it is. If you're Eagle Scout, if you're not, whatever, your diploma, your high school diploma, your collegiate diploma, all the work you've done for every Scout here, every adult here, to use what you've accomplished and continue to do that. So that's what I certainly want to share, that congratulatory letter to you, Kyle. So you'll have a copy of this hanging up in your dorm room, right? All right. Thank you.
Thank you. I now ask Mr. Pusey, Scoutmaster of Troop 123, to come give our Scoutmaster minute.
So, Scoutmaster's minute, but we all know that we all serve 1 hour a week, so the minute has the same kind of length. But in that instance, you all know I can talk, so I'm putting myself on a timer so I don't take too long. Kyle, when I came to the troop, it was my honor to help you with all you've done, but you were this nice, small, quiet child. When you asked to do things, we had to draw you out. During the Eagle Project, we had to nudge and kick you, but when you were in your element, you just exploded, and it was great to see. With that, I want to give you a little bit of advice. So, from a Scoutmaster, Eagle Scout, adult, just to give you an idea. So there's 3 things that I think are important for all Eagle Scouts, especially going into the new one. So the first thing you got to know is every plan is perfect until you execute it. You've experienced that, you know what happens. It doesn't matter where you are, what career you're in, what you're doing in school. It always is. That doesn't mean you shouldn't plan. Planning is something that gives you all the information you need so that when the problems do happen, you're able to adapt and overcome. You had multiple projects you tried on. I think you had 5.
Yes.
So 5 not successful projects. We won't call them failures because you did learn from them to get to the ultimate conclusion. So that was great. The other thing you need to do when you're thinking about this planning is when things go out of control, you need to breathe. If you take control, get in there and think about what's going on, look at your options and adjust. And then just because you didn't go the way you did didn't mean you did it wrong. There's things that happened that you weren't foreseeing. You had a lot of those different opportunities that you didn't expect. Now, the other thing that you need to do when you're doing that is, you do your homework. Plan out your calendar. Communicate. when you get into your planning, you know that that's something that's going to help you. Whether, you know, you're doing an Eagle project, you're doing a school assignment, whether procrastination is great, it's a good motivator, but without that plan, it doesn't happen. Now, the big thing that you've heard this with multiple scouts is once an Eagle, always an Eagle. You know, you got to consider the implications of that phrase. I know you've heard all the rhetoric and all that, but for me personally, what that means is that you are upholding standards for the people coming after you and the people that went before you. That doesn't mean that the rank is going to get you a job. It's not going to get you into conversations with other people. But the sheer fact that you earned it means that you have the capability, the wherewithal, the personability that exudes Eagle Scout. The rank doesn't do it. Your work justified that. So make sure that you're upholding that. And you've earned it. You're now part of a very selective community. Just keep that in mind. The last big thing, and you guys have seen this with Mr. Gessner and myself, is try to make it fun. When you're out in the real world, if you're doing a job that you hate, you're not going to do it well. The more fun you make it, if you enjoy what you're doing, the better you're going to take that opportunity. Make sure that you're enhancing what you're doing, whether it's with your job, with your family, or with your community. Make sure that that is what you're trying to do. You know, adulthood can be hard, but the work and the fun can go hand in hand. With that fun outside of work, sometimes you need to find that engagement. Scouts could be that opportunity. Other things, you gotta make sure you're finding something that keeps you going. That's why a lot of us leaders are here. We enjoy what we do. And whether you're introverted or extroverted, it doesn't matter. Build those connections with other people. By having that fun aspect, you're going to build that, and that's just going to make your life more holistic. You can't do it alone. You've learned that. Go through Gun Scouts. And at the end of the day, this is you. So own it, earn it, show it. Thank you.
And finally, I invite Troop 123's newest Eagle Scout, Kyle, to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. To start off, I would like to thank you all for coming. It means a lot that you're here today to celebrate this accomplishment. I would like to say a thank you to everyone who helped me on my journey to Eagle. It has definitely been a difficult path, but having people such as yourselves have been a great help. I would like to give a special thanks to my friends, family, parents, and members of my troop who have been here to see me grow and accomplish these great tasks. Two people I would like to recognize are my parents. Mom, thank you for being there to proofread all of my workbook revisions, taking me to meetings when Dad was on a work trip, and ordering us food when Dad messes up cooking. Thank you for being the wonderful person you are and allow me to be the person I am today. You have given me so much love and support, and I am very grateful. Dad, thank you for pushing me to continue with Scouts even when it seemed boring or difficult. Your tough love shaped me into the person I am today, and once again, I am very grateful. Thank you for your guidance and support you gave in and out of my scouting career. On behalf of Troop 123, thank you for all the effort and hours of putting up with us. And now I would like to give some words of wisdom to some of those who are on the path to Eagle. The path is not an easy one. Think about the reason you are going for it and use it to motivate yourselves. There will be times where you are overwhelmed and everything seems like too much. Remember, there are people who are there to help you. As Mr. Pusey said, your mentor is a resource. Use them. Stay dedicated and consistent. It's a marathon, not a race. Sometimes you may feel bored sitting in meetings and listening to Mr. Gessner talk, but I know I was. But trust me, it's worth it in the end. You will fail a lot, but learn from each mistake and become better. Now, obviously, that's not all the advice I could give you, but those are some key points. And now, once again, thank you all for coming to celebrate. For those who helped on the project, I truly could not have done this without all of you, so give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you, and that's all I have.
I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. As an Eagle Scout candidate myself, I look forward to joining Kyle and the Brotherhood of Eagle Scouts from Troop 123. Before we head downstairs for refreshments in the social hall, I ask Mr. Steve Klein to lead us in grace before our meal.
And his accomplishments. At this time, as we head downstairs, may our fellowship be good and clean, a sign of welcoming and camaraderie. And we want to thank you for everybody here and your blessings upon them. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Mr. Klein. Will the color guard please assemble to retire the colors?
I'd also like to extend a very warm thank you to Garrett, who served as the Master of Ceremonies. Thank you, As you can tell, Garrett, he has a great sense of humor. Sometimes it gets in the way. Most times, he has it under control, and it's a great asset. So thank you for warming up the crowd and holding us to a great schedule. Thank you.
Color guard, attention. Color guard, forward march. Please rise. Color guard, halt. Scout salute. Those not in uniform, please place your right hand over your heart. Color guard, retrieve the colors. Color guard, return to ranks. Ready, two. Again, thank you everyone for coming today, and please come downstairs for refreshments. Scouts, please stay up for our photo. Thank you.